The Day After Tomorrow is a disaster movie that hit theaters in 2004, quickly capturing the imagination of audiences around the world. It's a film that stands out in the disaster genre, not just for its thrilling visuals, but for the urgent message it carries about our planet's future. The story centers on a sudden and dramatic climate shift that plunges the Earth into a new ice age almost overnight. Massive blizzards sweep across cities, and temperatures drop to unimaginable lows, transforming familiar landscapes into frozen wastelands. The film is packed with heart-pounding action and suspenseful moments. We see people racing against time, trying to escape the chaos as nature unleashes its fury in ways no one could have predicted. But beneath the excitement, the movie delivers a powerful warning. It shows us a glimpse of what could happen if we ignore the warning signs and fail to take care of our environment. The melting glaciers and dying forests are a stark reminder of the consequences of climate change. In the movie, bizarre and extreme weather events begin to occur all over the globe. Giant hailstorms, tornadoes, and lightning storms devastate cities, leaving people confused and terrified. Major cities are battered by relentless storms, catastrophic floods, and a deep freeze that covers skyscrapers in thick layers of ice. The scale of destruction is both breathtaking and terrifying. As the world changes in a matter of days, people are forced to adapt and find new ways to survive. Families huddle together for warmth, and communities come together to help each other through the crisis. At the heart of the story is a determined scientist and his son. Their journey through the blizzard is filled with danger and uncertainty, but their bond and determination to survive drive the emotional core of the film. The Day After Tomorrow is also renowned for its groundbreaking special effects. The filmmakers used cutting-edge technology to create realistic disaster scenes that immerse viewers in the chaos and destruction. The storms and disasters look incredibly real. So real, in fact, that they can be genuinely frightening to watch. The fear and panic on people's faces make the danger feel immediate and personal. Beyond the spectacle, the film encourages us to reflect on our own actions. It asks us to consider what we can do to protect the environment and prevent such disasters from becoming reality. Ultimately, The Day After Tomorrow is more than just a disaster movie. It's a story about resilience, hope, and the human spirit's ability to endure even the toughest challenges. The film highlights the importance of courage, teamwork, and compassion during times of crisis. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, people can come together to help one another and rebuild. So, let's dive deeper into the story, break down the key moments, and see how this thrilling tale unfolds step by step. The movie introduces us to a cast of compelling and important characters, each with their own unique strengths and struggles. As the story unfolds, we see how these individuals respond to the extraordinary challenges thrown at them by nature. First, we meet Jack Hall. Jack is a dedicated scientist who specializes in studying the weather and climate. He is not only incredibly smart, but also deeply committed to his work and to protecting others. When Jack discovers alarming signs of a coming disaster, he bravely tries to warn the authorities and the public, even when many people doubt him. His determination and courage drive much of the story forward, as he risks everything to save lives. Next is Sam Hall, Jack's teenage son. Sam finds himself trapped in New York City just as the disaster strikes. Despite being young, Sam is resourceful and quick-thinking. He cares deeply about his friends and does everything he can to keep them safe. As the storm worsens, Sam's leadership and loyalty are put to the test, and he must make difficult decisions to help his group survive the freezing conditions. Among Sam's friends is Lucy, who stands out for her kindness and inner strength. Lucy is always there to support Sam and the others, offering comfort and encouragement when things seem hopeless. Her compassion helps hold the group together during their darkest moments. Laura, another close friend of Sam, faces her own set of challenges as the disaster unfolds. She shows resilience and determination, pushing through fear and uncertainty to help her friends. Laura's bravery is an inspiration to those around her. The story also features Frank, Jack's loyal friend and fellow scientist. Frank works tirelessly alongside Jack, analyzing data and making tough decisions during the crisis. Their teamwork and friendship are crucial as they try to find solutions in the face of overwhelming odds. We also meet Sam's mother, who, like many others, must cope with fear and uncertainty as the disaster unfolds. Alongside her, there are several other people who step up to help during the crisis, showing the power of community and compassion. Each character is forced to make hard choices in order to survive. Their struggles and sacrifices highlight the human spirit's ability to endure even the harshest conditions. The relationships between these characters are at the heart of the movie. Their courage, teamwork, and willingness to help one another not only make the story more interesting, but also remind us of the importance of hope and unity in times of crisis. Through their actions, we see how ordinary people can become heroes when they work together. At the start of the movie, Jack Hall finds strange things happening with the weather. Ice is breaking in Antarctica. The temperature across the world starts to change very fast. Jack warns world leaders, but most do not listen. Soon, the weather becomes even stranger. Giant hail falls in Japan. Tornadoes hit Los Angeles. People are scared, and many do not know what to do. The news shows these disasters happening everywhere. Jack tries to warn his son Sam, who is in New York City for a school competition. Sam starts to see the bad weather too. Rain turns into snow, and the city becomes very cold. People begin to worry about their safety. These early signs show that a big disaster is coming. The world is changing much faster than anyone thought. People are not ready for what will happen next. The weather keeps getting worse. Giant storms form over the world's oceans. Meteorologists see that superstorms are coming. These storms are much bigger than anything before. In New York City, Sam and his friends try to find shelter. The city is hit by a huge wave called a tsunami. Water floods the streets and buildings. People run to tall buildings to escape the rising water. The temperature drops very fast. The rain turns to snow and then to ice. The city starts to freeze. Roads, cars, and even whole buildings are covered in ice. Power goes out and people are stuck inside. Jack decides to go find his son. He begins a dangerous journey from Washington, D.C. to New York. He knows the storm will get worse, so he must hurry. The race against time begins. The storms reach their peak. Cold air from the upper atmosphere drops down to the ground, and, this makes the temperature fall even more. In just seconds, everything freezes solid. Cities all over the world are hit by ice and snow. Planes crash, cars cannot move. People are trapped in their homes and buildings. Many try to escape, but the cold is just too strong. Sam and his friends find safety in a library. They burn books to stay warm and block doors and windows to keep out the cold. Outside, the city looks like a frozen wasteland. No one can survive outside for long. Meanwhile, Jack and his team fight through blizzards and freezing winds. They must walk for miles in deep snow. Jack never gives up because, well, he wants to save his son. The world is now covered in ice and snow. When the blizzard hits, everything changes in an instant. The world outside becomes a frozen wasteland, and survival becomes the main goal for everyone. People rush to find shelter, huddling together in any warm place they can find, their faces filled with worry and uncertainty. The howling wind and biting cold make every moment a struggle, and the sense of danger is everywhere. Sam and his friends, trapped in an old library, face many dangers as they try to stay alive. The building is dark and eerie, every shadow hiding a new threat. They move quietly, always alert, knowing that even a small mistake could be deadly. They must find food and water, searching through empty shelves and abandoned rooms for anything that might help them survive. Every can of food or bottle of water they find feels like a small victory. But supplies are running low, and hunger grows with each passing day. On top of that, they take care of a boy who is very sick. His fever rises as the cold seeps in, and everyone worries about how to help him without medicine or proper care. The group does their best to comfort him, sharing what little warmth and hope they have left. Sam uses his knowledge and quick thinking to help everyone. He studies old books and maps, coming up with plans to keep the group safe and organized. His leadership gives the others a sense of purpose, even when things seem hopeless. Meanwhile, I, along with my team, face the dangerous cold outside. Every step through the blizzard is a battle against frostbite and exhaustion. The wind stings our faces, and our breath freezes in the air, but we push forward, determined to survive. Suddenly, disaster strikes. One of my friends falls through the ice on a frozen lake and cannot continue. The shock and fear are overwhelming as we try to pull him out, but the cold is too much, and we're forced to leave him behind, which, honestly, is just heartbreaking. The loss weighs heavily on all of us, and grief mixes with the cold, making it even harder to keep going. I have to make some really hard choices to keep moving, even when it means leaving someone behind or risking my own safety. Every decision feels impossible, but I know I have to stay strong for the rest of the team. I do my best to teach my team how to stay warm and safe, showing them how to build fires, insulate their clothes, and look out for each other. These small acts of care can mean the difference between life and death, and we're not alone. People in other parts of the world are also trying to survive. Families in distant cities face the same freezing temperatures, struggling to find shelter and food as the storm rages on. Some have no choice but to leave their homes behind, heading south in search of warmer places. They walk for miles through snow and ice, carrying only what they can, hoping to find safety somewhere down the road. Many are rescued by helicopters and boats, as emergency teams work around the clock to save as many people as they can. The sound of rescue helicopters overhead brings hope, but not everyone can be reached in time. The storm is just too big for governments to handle easily. Emergency workers are overwhelmed and resources are stretched thin. Chaos and confusion make it hard to help everyone who needs it. Still, the fight to survive is tough, but people work together. Strangers become friends, and communities form in the middle of disaster. Working side by side, they build shelters and share what little they have. They share food, offer comfort, and help each other through the darkest moments. In these acts of kindness, hope is kept alive, even when everything else seems lost. And this teamwork? Well, it helps them get through the worst part of the storm. Together, they find the strength to survive. And even in the coldest, hardest times, they remind each other that they're not alone. Throughout the movie, people make brave decisions. I risk my life to save my son, climbing over dangerous ice and snow. I just can't stop, even when things look hopeless. Inside the library, Sam and his friends face fear and hunger, but they decide not to leave because it is way too cold outside. Sam uses a payphone to send a message to me, his father, and this gives everyone hope. Some people try to escape the city, but the cold is just too strong. In one scene, a group of survivors almost leaves, but Sam warns them to stay inside. His warning actually saves their lives. Others make sacrifices too. One of my team members gives his life so the others can go on. These choices really show how people care for each other, even in the worst times. After days of freezing cold, the storm finally ends. The sky clears and the snow stops falling. Helicopters fly over the cities to look for survivors, and people are rescued from tall buildings and rooftops. I find Sam and his friends alive in the library, and it is honestly such a happy moment after so much danger. Families are reunited, and people start to feel hope again. The world is covered in snow, but people begin to rebuild. Leaders around the world learn from the disaster. They listen to scientists and promise to take better care of the earth. People help each other and share what they have. The movie ends with a message of hope. Even after a great disaster, people can survive and start again. Working together and caring for the planet are important for the future. The Day After Tomorrow is more than just an action movie. It teaches us about the dangers of ignoring nature. The film shows what could happen if we do not care for our world. The main lesson is that humans must protect the environment. Climate change can cause big problems, and listening to scientists is important. We all have a part to play in keeping the Earth safe. The movie also shows the power of teamwork and courage. People survive by helping each other. Even when things are very hard, hope and bravery can make a difference. In the end, The Day After Tomorrow is a warning and a story of hope. It reminds us to care for each other and for our planet. This is the real message behind the exciting adventure.